you're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but
I'm
it's
not
like,
saying anything.
it's new.
How are you?
Been better. How about you?
Not bad.
Good to hear. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and by the time you see this video, it will be precisely that time of the day because I'm shooting this video in the morning. It's insane because yesterday, Bethesda Gameworks decided to shadow drop The Elder Scrolls 4, and of course, if you switch those last two numbers around, people were hoping to see Elder Scrolls 6, but that's not happening. So it's not even a remaster, it's a remake of the beloved 2006 classic game. Now I've got some news for you, ladies and gents. I've never played any of the Skyrim Elder Scrolls games. Never, ever. But of course, they shadow dropped this non-physical edition at the moment, and I'm going to get into the reactions today. I'm going to watch the Todd Howard developer video that dropped also yesterday. And again, the shadow drop, the non-physical edition, of course, is difficult to actually shadow drop a physical edition of a game when the shops will already get it in and people might be able to buy it early in certain parts of the world. But without further ado, folks, let's get into today's video.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
And keeping it all very strange, folks, in terms of video game news, this was very funny. Michael Bay and the very lovely Sydney Sweeney are teaming up to make a movie adaptation of Outrun, the video game. Now, that's pretty hilarious. That's right up Michael Bay Street, and getting somebody like Sydney Sweeney involved, I think, is pretty hilarious. So I wish them the best of luck, and then we'll see how that all goes. Now, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even more now, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4, the leaks, the images. How did that all come to be? Well, basically, somebody went to the Virtuos website. Virtuos are the people behind remaking the Elder Scrolls game, and basically did a right-click inspect element, and all of these images started to appear. Now, what I think it is that Virtuos probably did this on purpose just to see if people will be smart enough to do it, and that's what they found, basically. And it's really cool that it was uploaded, and a credit to Bethesda, they did not go after people to copyright strike them for leaking the images, because these were already in the public eye under WordPress, that despicable company right there and then, who always strong arm you into making an account with them so you can then view the things or link up with the websites you want to do, right? So that's what we have right here. And I gotta say, look, as someone who's an absolute virgin to Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, all those sorts of goodies from Bethesda. Bethesda, by the way, I do rate them as a video game studio. Yes, Starfield was a bit of a misstep for them in so many different ways. But again, people who have played this game, the original, I've been watching a lot of content creators this morning who just cannot stop loving the original game from 2006. I mean, 2006, I was probably looking at other video games at that time, or going to the cinema a lot more around them. But here we are on Metacritic. So this is for the original game, 94% must play. I mean, holy shit, that is absolutely insane. I was looking to see if they were going to have like an updated version of this for the remaster or the remake, but I don't think that's happening. On SteamDB, now have a look at this, folks. Right now, 72,678 players are currently online, actually getting involved with this. This 128 gig download, right? Which is insane because the original game is like 6 gig. So we're going to take a look at that. All-time concurrent peak, 182,000. So again, that's a little bit of a dip from what it was yesterday, but still, that is mightily impressive. I've got to say that for a shadow drop, that is pretty damn cool. Now, there is some controversy about this game. To me, it is a big deal. It's annoying that Bethesda will double down on all this nonsense, but Is it going to stop me from playing this game? Not really, but again, on Steam, somebody called Pew Pew Foo, which is a great handle by the way, who asks, can you remove body type 1 and 2? This was not in the original. Yikes, because in the original game, you had male and you had female. Obviously, common sense will dictate body type 1 is the male and body type 2 is the female, but this is Bethesda. I don't know why they like to entertain gender politics in a video game, a beloved video game. Somebody else here says, I would also like to find out how to remove the type 1 and type 2 and replace with the original genders, which affect attributes on characters. Well, that I did not know. I'm going to guarantee you somebody will make a mod. But again, Nexus mods might remove that feature because Nexus mods are out of their insane, lame membranes at the moment, aren't they? So who knows? Seriously, do the types have different stats like genders did in the original game? No, Chud, you will stop noticing and you will confirm. Again, this is what I saw in Forza Horizon 5. They force you to actually choose the gender of the driver you want to be on your steering wheel. It's absolutely mind-blowingly insane. He, him, she, her, they, them in a fucking racing game? Turn 10 Studios, Playground Games, this is the one wish, the one request I have from you. The next title you bring out, please dispense with this bullshit. Nobody wants this in a video game. GameSpot, everything that you wanted to know about Oblivion so far. I'm sure many of you who might come across this video know this stuff already, but it's an education for me, and it's really cool actually. So the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, $41 was $50, so apparently that's a price drop already, which is insane. An Unreal Engine 5 overhaul, Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles are included, but don't forget folks, if you buy the deluxe edition, you get to pay for the Horse Armor DLC, which I think is pretty tongue-in-cheek actually, and pretty funny. Like, oh hello, wow, he's an interesting character, and there's new lines of dialogue. Sir Patrick Stewart's vocal talents are remainfully intact in this, and so they should be. He's a great actor, so why wouldn't you have him on there? Zero comments so far, which is a very interesting interaction with with this. Elder Scrolls 4, I'm sure you can play in third person. That's how I would prefer to play actually. And this is the actual showcase that was revealed over 18 hours ago, and in the first hour alone this got 40,000 views, which is absolutely insane. But let's dive into this folks, and I'll probably edit some
Time of
bits
cleansing
later on.
draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience.
But not the genders.
At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I mean,
Ricardo
I'm a fan.
Mora.
I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
Honestly, folks, if I could do things all over again, I would like to be Todd Howard, or at least be somebody who works for Bethesda. Seriously, I mean, if you talk about regrets in life, or if I could be born again, well, I certainly wouldn't be born in the UK, that's for sure. I'd rather be born in America and just ease my way into the video game industry for Bethesda, because there's a lot of people here like Ashley Cheng who've been there from almost day one, which is insane actually. Let me just fast forward this folks and see what else we can uncover. technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing
world.
landscape?
You really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Thing.
Reminds me of Jason and the Argonauts. Oh, here we go. Yikes.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster.
Don't
It's
say
gameplay.
modernized, come on. Oh, this looks good. This looks all right.
It's
Still got
UI
the
and
jank
UX.
of Bethesda, that's fine.
It's audio.
To be honest, when I get around to playing this, I'm going to choose a female character, then I'm going to make the most hideous looking character ever and walk around the world of Elder Scrolls 4 just interacting with people. Did the NPCs react to your appearance? I don't think they do because, yeah, that would be a great touch if they did, but I don't think they do they?
Updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
I've just seen something here. Let's have a
Follow
look.
you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
You will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've
It
modernized a
looks
lot,
better. It looks really
but it's
good.
still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
The lip syncing does look good, actually. I've got to say, looks awesome.
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would
Why
be
are you
here
showing
if we hadn't made
Starfield?
that game, and if it hadn't
I remember
been
the
success that it
t-shirts.
was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across.
I'm a
on the
big
screen.
fan of architecture.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a
To a
new
modern
generation
audience?
of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
That's Ashley Chang.
Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
My
Even if
God,
it's
the
just
armor
music, for
detail's
example,
insane.
Just
Holy
walking around
shit.
for half an hour in the world, you feel
Oblivion Gates.
something, and that's precious.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but
I'm
it's
not
like,
saying anything.
it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
Well, that's kind of a lie, Mr. Meister, because the Type 1 and Type 2 is not really respecting the original, is it? But hey, I'm not going to nitpick too much on that one. I've heard the music is actually really awesome as well. I hope we don't have to go to first person all the time. I like the third person aspect a lot more.
Here you must find your own path.
Sir Patrick Stewart. It looks absolutely fantastic, folks. Now, I'm going to say this much. It's a bit of a wake-up call for the video games industry. This is the rhetoric and the narrative I've actually heard throughout this morning and yesterday. People getting really excited on X about this amazing shadow drop from Bethesda. And why I say it's a wake-up call, because I have said for the longest time, like, the laziest companies like Naughty Dog and Sony should be looking at this and thinking to themselves, what would happen if we went back to the original trilogy of Uncharted and rebuild those from the ground up? I'll guarantee you they'll make some modifications that will just displease me by no end, by no means of the imagination, no stretch of the imagination. But, you know, for me, out of that trilogy of games, I always ignore 4 because 4 doesn't even come into the conversation. But number 2 of Uncharted is just like near perfect. But 1 and 3 definitely could do with a remake with Unreal Engine 5. I'll love to see what they will do with that. But the society we're talking about, they're never going to do it. They're too damn lazy. Why would they? So forget that for a minute. But I think Bethesda obviously cracking the bottles of champagne right now because I think that Fallout 3 might be, even as I'm speaking to you right now, will get a full-blown, or is getting a full-blown remake with Unreal Engine 5. Again, there are some things about that game. I don't know if they would actually retain those for a possible remake. Again, it's a bit of a controversial game in terms of who you can play as. Gender reassignment, believe it or not, is in that game too, and I'll be very curious if they go there, because people have been hankering for a remaster of Fallout 3 for a very, very long time. Hell, they might even remake the first 2 Fallout games before Fallout 5 or whatever it's going to be called comes out in 2030. So that to me would make absolute sense. But congratulations, Todd Howard and Bethesda, for this absolute killer shadow drop even for the Elder Scrolls 4, the remastered, remade edition. And have you played the game, folks? Are you waiting for the physical edition to come out? Because that's the smart move, right? I think what Todd Howard and co are doing, they're waiting to see what the sales figures are going to be, and then they'll probably announce in the next couple of weeks, we're bringing out a physical edition, folks. Here it is, same price. So you'll probably end up paying twice if you really want to have the physical edition in your hand. And I would like that, to be honest. That makes more sense. Why not? It'll be a nice side-by-side companion piece to the original 2006 game. But my oh my, folks, if you enjoyed this video today, make sure you give it a like, hit that subscribe button if you so desire, and I will catching me for the return of the next video.
Lady Umbernox has hired a new captain. Lady Umbernox has hired a new captain of the guard.
Spriggans, nature's guardians, my foot. Mean things, they'll curse you, or they might call a bear to tear you apart. Spriggans, nature's guardians, my foot. Mean things, they'll curse you, or they might call a bear to tear you apart.
What do you want, you? What do you want, you rat?
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed on Kung Fu Hot Dog.